So this might be one of the more depressing purchases I've made. Guess how much I've spent on this suspiciously hairy and pretty well worn old seat. If you said £400, you'd be correct. And why have I done this? Good question. Been asking myself the same thing. But the truth is, I need to replace this double bench seat here with a single seat so that I can access from the cab to the main area of the van. Now, some people put them on swivels so they can actually use them as seating in their main area. I'm not going to be doing that because it doesn't really work with my layout, but I do still want the extra space and the access through. But it turns out these single seats are a pretty hot commodity. Obviously, lots of people are doing these kind of van conversions, and they don't really come with single seats as standard. So getting an actual genuine passenger seat for one of these vans can set you back up to £1,000. I know. So there's a couple of different options you can go with. Some people get a cheaper seat like a Ford Transit seat and just attach it to a boxer base or whatever van they're working on. But that involves doing metal work, and also the seat wouldn't match, so that wasn't really an option. You can get a driver's seat, as they tend to be cheaper, and just move it across. But then your seatbelt and your armrest are on the wrong side. So you can remount the seatbelt, but I was worried about making that safe and secure enough. So I've gone for what feels like the most straightforward option, and I've gone for a driver's seat, but from a left-hand drive van. So this is from a French Citroen jumper, which is what they call the relay in Europe. And so not only is the seatbelt and the armrest on the correct side, and it mounted to the correct base, but also the seat itself matches. But it is a little grubby, so we need to give it a good clean first.
They're known as the hit makers, record breakers, money makers. They'll make your back crack, your liver quiver.
Well, that was disgusting, but a huge shout out to my sister for providing me with the cleaner, as well as half the tools I'm using for this entire build, so shout out. But yeah, looking a lot better now. Now I'm just going to give the actual base and all of the metal a clean. God, that's going to be so much easier when there's not a chair then. Right, so before we can install the new chair, we need to take the old ones out. And it should be as simple as a couple of screws, a couple of bolts, unplug the cable, slide it out. Let's see, sure. Yes. Nope. Got there in the end. Didn't have the right tools, but we made do. So as expected, not completely straightforward, mainly because I didn't have the right size socket wrench. But for now, just gonna give it a clean and get the new seat in. And look, it lines up. Okay, some good news and bad news. Apparently it doesn't really care about the seatbelt not being plugged in, but it does care about the airbag, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Apparently I can just get a resistor to plug in there and it will shut off the warning. I do have an issue getting the jack back in. As you'll see, it doesn't quite go back far enough. It needs to go back a little bit further. And the issue is this bar, it's for this tray that goes on the other one, but on the bench seat, it doesn't have that. So this can slide the whole way back. So I think I'm gonna have to remove that bar. Well, that took a little bit more effort than I wanted, but that's all in and secure. There we go, it's in. Oh, 1 second. There we go, much better. It does sit a little higher than the other one. I guess the frame's slightly different, but good enough. We do have the access through that we'd need. I mean, it's tight. I mean, it's not a huge amount of space. I'm not doing cartwheels in it, but it is access. I now just need to work out all of this cabling stuff, which I've heard is the problem with changing these seats. There's lots of warnings come up and such. Okay, so my resistors arrived. I've got the old connector here. Hopefully if I solder these together, it should work. God, I'm terrible at soldering. Okay, so we've got our two things connected up. Let's see if it gets rid of the warning. Right, I've reconnected the battery, so let's see. Okay, so I can't figure out why that error is still coming up. The internet does say sometimes the computer of the van can just remember these codes and you need to clear them manually. So I'm going to look into that. But for now, we're going to call it done. I know it's not a very satisfying ending to the video, but look, we got the seat in and there's space and stuff. So we'll take it as a kind of win. And I'll update you if I find out a way to fix the error.